everyone, Johanna here. I'm going to take you through my fabric pre-washing process. It is not super involved, but I just want to talk it through with you and show you that it doesn't need to be a big deal. So if you do choose to pre-wash, it doesn't have to be expensive or use specialty products or anything like that. It's pretty straightforward. So these are some bits of fabric that I bought the other day. I'm going to wash these right along with a regular load of laundry. It's a light load. I've got some like tea towels and things like that I'm going to put these in that are light colors. So these fabrics here are light. They're prints, so I'm not going to worry too much about things. Prints, in my experience, I don't usually have too much trouble with prints as far as like bleeding inks and things like that. In my experience, they're pretty stable. I love a digital print, kind of a sucker for these. So anyway, I have some digital print with oranges on it. Now, this is not dyed orange, it's printed orange. So the back of it, pretty pale. And again, in my experience, these printed fabrics, even though they might have some color on the face of the fabric or on the right side of the fabric, if it's printed on like a white fabric, I'm usually not super concerned about like weird behavior. And I'm also going to be washing olives because why wouldn't I want, like a photo digital print of olives on fabric? Of course I want that. So anyway, I'm going to wash this one too. And like the one with the oranges on it, it's not dyed, it's printed. This is the wrong side of the fabric or the back of the fabric. So I'm just gonna show you how I wash these and how it's not a big deal. I have a light load already thrown in the washing machine here. I have put in my my detergent. I don't use any special detergents for washing quilt fabrics, just whatever it was that I'm using for my regular laundry, like for me, whatever was on sale. So I'm using this today. Again, not super brand specific on that. I'm going to be washing in cold and rinsing in cold like I do all of my laundry. The one tip that I can give you is you want to make sure that your fabric is unfolded. You don't want that hard crease still in the fabric when you're putting it in the washing machine. When I have forgotten to do that in the past, I have gotten a wear line in the fabric that doesn't want to come out. So I'm just chucking it in here. Nothing special, and I'll see you when the wash is complete. And they're done. So there they are in the tub. We all know what these look like. So all wrinkly and kind of smashed against the side of the wash tub. I'll show you what to do next. Okay, see this? It's fine. Don't panic. Okay, I've taken my fabric out of the washing machine. It's a bit of a hot mess. It's fine. Okay, look at that. What are we gonna do with that? We're just gonna cut it off. It's fine. Hang on a sec. So you're just gonna take your scissors and just cut them off. You can cut them off. You can rip them off. These big long strands here, I'm just gonna rip it off. Nothing bad will happen. It's fine. So you're just gonna undo them. They're stuck together, whatever. Rip it off. Just rip it off. Okay, so here is one of my pieces of fabric. Okay. All right, that's it. So you're just gonna take it. If it's been really like twisted into a bunch like that, you're just gonna untwist it. Give it a snap. Give it a couple of snaps. And I'm gonna chuck it in the dryer. That's it. I'll see you in a minute. Here's the rest of the load. I'm chucking them in. Close the door, obviously. Low heat. That's it. There are some fabrics that I do take a little bit more care in preparing and determining if I'm going to use it or not, or just like makes me think a little bit more, is if I am working or considering working with a fabric that has been dyed in intense or bold or saturated color, like reds, burgundies, those wine colors, deep blues, those types of saturated dyed colors in fabric. So with those, what I will do is I will give them a soak in cool water in a plastic tub in my laundry sink, and I will, you know, give it a dunk with maybe with a bit of detergent and see what happens to the water. If it's really if the dye is really bleeding heavily into the water, I will usually, you know, hand wash that and see if I can't get that water to come a bit more clear. And at that point, I will, you know, have it go through the laundry. But you know, those are the ones that I do keep an eye out for, and I will just make a judgment call. Like, am I satisfied that the dye is mostly out? Like, how confident am I feeling? What are the other colors in the quilt? If it's going to be up against white, I'm going to be concerned. If it's going to be against similar colors or very dark colors, I'm more likely to give it a bit of a pass. But again, go through on comfort level. So I am doing a little pre-soak, seeing what happens to the water, maybe hand washing a couple of times just to get that dye to settle down and stop leaching out so much. If it is really, you know, consistently coloring my water dramatically, I'm probably not going to put it on my quilt. That's my choice. So do what you like. That's what I do for mine. So my load has finished drying, and I have put it in a basket and then brought it upstairs, and here is my washed fabric. It looks pretty good. It's actually fairly, I don't have any hard creases in this. So if it looks like this, I'm usually just folding it up and putting it in my stash. I will often not bother like giving it a beautiful press before I put it in my stash. More commonly, I will just go ahead and fold this up and file it in. So you can see my edges are frayed. I'm fine with that. I don't do I never do, in fact, any kind of pre-prep. I'm not really fussed about my edges getting a little frayed like this or those long strings happening. I'm not preparing my edges with pinking shears. I'm not taking the time to get out my serger and serge the edges, so I don't have any of this. It's too much. It's too much work. It's too much prep. I'm fine with this. This is going to get trimmed off anyway. Whether it was a pinked edge or a serged edge, that's going to get cut off anyway. So I am just trying to make this as unfussy as possible for myself, and this is what works for me. So again, if my fabric can't handle a simple trip through the washer and dryer, I'm not going to use it in my work. So keep it simple. You don't need fancy detergents. At least I don't use fancy detergents, and it's just pretty straightforward. It doesn't have to be a big deal. I hope that helps.